You're all muddy. Muddy and dirty. Yep, one of the perks of working for yourself. I know I'm lucky enough that I started this journey of being unemployed and trying to make it on my own with having some saved up FU money or some sort of savings. So that makes it much easier for me to start than maybe some of you guys that are looking to try to make it on your own. But at the same time, for years that I've been wanting to get out of the company, wanting to make it on my own, even if I felt like I had that push, it wasn't strong enough to do a 9 to 5 and then get home and try to make it on my own. I had eBay running, I had, you know, a few other things in the works, but having your whole life, your whole mind preoccupied with a job, and the stress took the life out of me, that ridiculous stress, the horrible stress that I had in that job. It made it difficult. So I dove right in as soon as I got fired. Well, not as soon, it took me like 3 months to put my head straight and get focused. But eventually I did. And I'm selling books, a bunch of books. Past 2 days have been okay. I've been getting, sales have been ramping up a bit more. And yesterday we had our group meeting, or book group meeting, Paper Gold. And a few topics that came to mind. One of which is photography. Somebody asked about lighting. So I'm going to go over a few things. I know I've done this before, but I've changed a few things around. And I've gotten some really cool, some things that I came up with. How to photograph books, some techniques that maybe some of you hadn't thought of before. Check this out. Get this out of here. First of all, the lighting situation. I do have a ring light, but it's facing up instead of facing towards the subject. I have it facing up, and I also have a diffuser box. I'm going to put a link down below for my diffuser box that I bought on Amazon. I also have that facing up. It was very inexpensive, but it comes with a tripod. It folds away, comes in a neat little bag. But if you're close to a window, you don't really need this. If you have an open window and you have the natural light coming in, not direct sun, you don't want direct sun. You just want the light coming in. Which is this. This is what I try to replicate. You see, even though I have a black background, it's still you see, dinosaur book. Take a picture there. And the thing is, when you have the light facing the subject, it creates a shadow. And I've made that example before, but let's go over here. I want to show you. People think, some people use their kitchen light or their house light. And give you a perfect example here. Sorry about the mess here. I wasn't prepared. I just thought of this. But this is kind of marmalade. It already kind of looks yellow, even though my light is not really. My light is pretty white. It already looks yellow. Not only that, you see the shadows? You don't want that for pictures. But if you turn off the light, you see no shadow. Look how great that looks. Just by turning off the light. All we have is the light coming from outside. Perfect lighting. You could adjust the exposure when you edit, or even leave it like that. Just on eBay itself, you could just adjust the exposure. So that pretty much is the effect that I do with these lights facing up. They just have more illumination in the room for this area. That's pretty much all it does. And these are, these are light that are meant for that. You don't want any yellow tint. But anyway, let me show you few tricks. Few tricks I have up my sleeve. Photographing books. Sometimes you want to have the book stand up and it doesn't, right? Especially my space here is kind of soft. So I have something like a cloth paper. Sometimes even if you open, see, like, it gets wobbly, especially older books. If you put a cloth paper, push it in there pretty tight, voila. Not only it holds it steady, but you could also move it around, have a better look at the spine. You could take better pictures. It's a neat little trick I figured out as I went. Another one, when you photograph down like this and you want to take the spine, you lift, you put something under. Sometimes I put this big eraser like that. Lift it, and then voila, you could take the picture in this angle, or this angle, or this angle, or whatever angle you want, and it's elevated. Now another that I do, bigger books, I put them in this angle. It makes it, the bottom looks wider and the top narrower. It gives the shopper an idea of how big the book is because it looks bigger that way. So this is a pretty sizable book. So you can kind of see it because it's like this, straight up. It looks small unless you put your hand. Even with your hand, it still looks small. But in an angle, makes it lengthier. And also, you don't want to photograph like this. You don't want space in the bottom. You want less space in the bottom. If anything, leaves the space on top. It is more appealing. And I'm not just talking out of my ass here. I did product photography for about 2 years at a company I used to work for. I was the photographer for the products. It was a computer parts company. And of course, we had a more professional setup. We had a light table, which was an acrylic, a white acrylic table with several lights all around. But yeah, all these things, these tricks, I know because of that, and a few other ones that I developed with time. Even though I just got fired a year and a half or a year and a few months ago, I've been doing eBay about 20 years almost. Almost 20 years I've been doing eBay. So I know a thing or two about taking pictures. And yeah, in most cases on eBay, pictures doesn't really matter, but if it's not going to take you any extra work to make it look much better, and when a customer is deciding between two of the same item, one is beautifully lit, perfectly everything, and the other one looks like it's some creepy basement where people are being tortured, poorly lit and everything brown and yellow, the whites look brown instead of white. Who do you think they're gonna pick? Same amount of work, much better result. Now I am curious, any guys have a hint or anything else that I could improve my pictures, or you don't agree, disagree, or you agree, or any comment or anything, any info you want to input, positive or negative. I'm not a delicate flower, so